Good morning, everybody. It's Saturday morning and it's 9:30. I don't know why I always give you the day and the time. Um, Talking of children, which we weren't, talking of childhood, which we weren't, I have said that I'm going to give you snippets of my story. In fact, I'm going to give you more than snippets. But I don't know why this morning. It's a crisp, wintry morning. It's crisp and it's sunny and it's the kind of morning that reminds me of Saturdays when I was much younger. When I was sort of about, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8. There was a time when all the good things stopped in my childhood, and that was sort of after my 7th birthday, maybe a little bit later, but that's another story. This sort of morning, sunny and crisp and wintry and a little bit frosty, but nice, you know. It reminds me of Saturday mornings, home from, no school, and which I liked. I didn't mind school to a certain point. Reminds me of my sister taking me shopping, and it used to be shopping where we lived. It was Park Road, and it was, you've got a Google map. It was Park Road, Spark Hill, Birmingham. And in the 50s, when I was growing up, it was quite a nice area. I think it's gone down a little now with, I don't know, people don't care much about the houses. But they were big 3-storey houses like this one, because I've sort of gone back to my childhood in a way here, and I think that was subconsciously in my mind, although it was for Alf. Sorry about this, I'm flashing in my bra strap. But there were big 3-storey houses, and on the ground floor you had the front room, which Mum used to keep for the best room, rarely used and always felt chilly. Then there was the middle room, which was our television room, with patio doors out onto the back garden, onto the patio. Didn't call it a patio then. Didn't have all the grand names, it was just slabbed over area. So out into the patio from there, but we had the telly up in the corner, and that room was more or less always kept with the curtains closed. Am I filming here? Yeah, I couldn't see it then. It was always kept with the curtains closed for the television, because they liked to watch the telly, with no light coming in. It was more like the cinema. Front room, middle room, stairs, and then next door to the stairs there was a pantry, and it was used as a pantry, for all canned stuff, for coats, but it was the sort of pantry you walked down 2 steps to it and you were in like a room, and it was as big as the box rooms in some houses now. And I used to love to play in there. It had a little window, and you could get in and out through the window. It had a brick removed, and I suppose that was the air brick, but my brothers used to like to frighten me and tell me that's where the mice came in. It wasn't, it was a lie. They used to play me up. So you've got the front room, the middle room for the telly, stairs, pantry, come playroom, come everything. Then next to that, what Mum was of the old Irish school, Mum used to call the kitchen, which nowadays I suppose you'd call the dining room, but it had a big, can you imagine, cast iron range in there that you had to black, and with a fire. And they pulled all of those out in the road. It was a rented house, and replaced them with new fangled gas fryers. Can you imagine? Really what a blasphemy that was. to pull something like that out. You could, you had the fire to heat the room, to boil the kettle, to boil saucepans, to dry your clothes. And then next door to that room, which was a big full-size dining room really, and Mum had the table up in there where we used to eat, and a big dining table, old wooden dining table that you pay good money for now, with about 6 chairs, and the old range with the fire in the cast iron thing. That was where I was sitting on a chair the one day at the side of it, the door like this, and the range was there, and the door into the other room was there where Mum did the cooking. And my stepdad came home drunk one evening, early evening, and he kicked that chair. "Get out of the fucking way," he said to me, and he kicked the chair. I went sprawling on the floor, and next thing I know, he's on top of me, beating the hell out of me. And it was my brother, who was 7 years older than me. This is a snippet of my life. Who was 7 years older than me, who actually tried to pull my stepdad off. He would have killed me, probably. And Mum wasn't doing anything while I was being beaten, you know. And I wasn't going to tell you the story. I don't know why I'm doing this, leading into other things. But my brother, who was 7 years older, tried to pull him off. I suppose I was about 7, 8. So my brother would have been just a teenager, just about. And he tried to pull him off me, and the next thing, he's got my brother on the floor. And that's when my mum did jump into action, because she loved my brother's dad. He had a different dad, and I had a different dad, because Mum was married, like three times married, but she wasn't married to my dad. So next thing I know, my brother's trying to get him off me, and he turns on my brother. My mum springs into action, picks up the fire iron that was by the fire, and hits my stepdad over the head with it, and he was bleeding. The police were called. I'm not sure who called the police, maybe one of my brothers, because they were all phone boxes. You didn't have your own phone then, in them days, unless you were very well off. So somebody called the police anyway, and I remember that it was a police sergeant, because he had 3 stripes somewhere, I seem to remember, who was trying to comfort me, and I was crying, but it was ordinary, run-of-the-mill sort of behaviour that my stepdad took toward me. But I was telling you about the house. You've got the front room, which was the best room, the middle room, which was the telly room, the pantry, the stairs, the pantry, sorry. Then you've got the kitchen, which is where everything happened. And then next to the kitchen, you've got what Mum called the scullery. And I've never heard anybody call it that before, or since, except Mum and, you know, some of the ladies who she used to be friendly with. It was like a little Irish community around there, and they were all very friendly and looking after each other's kids at times. I remember going to sleep in one of the houses where she had 3 or 4 kids all down with the measles at the same time, and I contracted the measles. So she said to my mum, "You may as well send Anne down here, and they can all keep each other company." So I went to stay down there, and that woman lived in a flat, and the flat was just the bottom part of one of these houses. I don't know. So the front room and the middle room were their bedrooms, and then the kitchen and the scullery were where they did all their living. So I was in the front bedroom with the other girls and one of the lads opposite the park, so we could see everything that was going on. And it was a break for me, believe me. So we had the scullery, and in the scullery there was a stove, an old gas, well, it wasn't old then, it was but a gas stove and a big Belfast sink, a kitchen cabinet. Now, this cabinet, I tried to source one, and the one I was going to have, and then I took myself out of it because it was a ridiculous price. They wanted nearly £800 for it. Two little doors at the top with cupboards, a pull-down part with a part where Mum used to keep sugar and stuff, and a pull-down part to butter your bread, what have you. Then a bottom part where Mum used to keep the bread with. But I wasn't going to pay that much for one. No way. Anyway, so that was our house. Why did I get onto... Oh, yeah, that subject. So Saturday mornings were usually going with my sister down to the Stratford Road. So we lived in Park Road, as I say, Sparkhill, Birmingham, right opposite the park. And then you could either go through the park or you could go turn left, right, straight down onto the main Stratford Road. Stratford, because it led into Stratford if you went far enough. And it was a brilliant shopping area, and I used to love to go with my sister. I used to love to go into Woolworths and buy the little books that you could buy. Well, she bought me the little books you could get with all the pages with different colours, and pens and stuff like that. And she used to buy, where did she used to buy her underwear? Do you know, I can't remember. But I remember going with her, and she always used to choose waist slips and normally white, and white bras. Everything had to be white. I like a bit of colour myself, but white, it is nice for underwear, white and black, and I'm talking. I don't know whether anybody's coming today. If anybody's coming today, I've got stomach pains, and I know what's caused them. It's the amount of paracetamol I've had, which I had 8 yesterday, which you can have 8 in any 24-hour period, so I was up to the limit. Because my back has been absolutely awful, painful, and it'll go through stages, and I must try and work out what these stages are and what brings it on and what alleviates it, and try and do what's best, you know. But it has been playing me up, and it's been a nightmare. I've been using this thing, which, if you get it in the right way, it does help in the small of your back, if you get it correctly. Right, I turned my Kindle on just to see what books I've got, and this came up, and I swear I have not been looking for this, so why this has come up on my Kindle I don't know. And it's a BMI index chart. I don't know if you can see it. So it's got healthy weight, overweight, obese, class 1 obesity, severely obese, class 2 obesity, morbidly obese, class 3 obesity. So, for my height, as it was, and I know I've lost a couple of inches, but as I was at 5'3", I am now between 20. Oh, it's gone off. It's gone off. Ah, it's gone off. Oh, bugger it. So anyway, I'm between all these darn books coming up. Uses again. So I am, my height, my BMI is about 20 at 1, 2, 3 and dropping, so it's about 20. It was, I know, very, very low when I lost so much weight when I had that stomach ulcer, and I went down to 5.5 stone, which was extremely unhealthy. I can't find the page with the oh, I know what this is. I got, because I could get it free on my Kindle, Amazon Prime, Dr. Now, The Scale Does Not Lie, People Do. So because it was free, I decided to have a look at his book. I don't know whether I've got the whole book or just some of it. The chapters are, Chapter 1, The Scale Does Not Lie, People Do. Chapter 2, Obesity Epidemic. Chapter 3, Economic Impact of Obesity. Chapter 4, Understanding Our Dietary Habits. He's talking about the US mainly. Chapter 5, Understanding Causes of Obesity. Chapter 6, Diseases Associated with Obesity. Chapter 7, Digestive and Metabolic Process, Dietary Balance and Regulation of Feeding. Gosh, it goes up to 17 chapters. Chapter 8, Childhood and Adolescent Obesity. And I think that is a real concern, I think. Chapter 9, Nutrition. And that is because you can be very obese, very overweight, and yet still be malnourished. Chapter 10, Developing Healthy Dietary Habits. Chapter 11, Helpful Recipes. Dr. No's Recipes. Chapter 12, Exercise for Individuals with Limited Mobility. Chapter 13, Dysfunctional Eating Disorder. Chapter 14, Management of Obesity. Chapter 15, Weight Loss Surgeries Past, Present and Future. Chapter 16, Treatment of Childhood and Adolescent Obesity. Chapter 17, Nutritional Guideline Following Weight Loss Surgery. 17 chapters. Might be worth a read. I'll probably have a look at it. Right, I'm going to get off here. My tea's gone cold. I'm going to go and make another cup. And I'm going to come on and harass you later. I need to get on and see what's going on with YouTube land when I can. See what's going on with the animal liberation movement and that's about it, I think, for now. So I'll be back later, everybody. Whatever you're doing, have a fabulous Saturday. Bye-bye.